Good evening. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mitch Hampton, Sarah's dad. On behalf of my beautiful wife, Harleen, I would like to tell you how happy we are to have all of you here with us to share in this wonderful day. Public speaking is not my forte.
You don't say.
And I've received many helpful tips and suggestions from experts on how best to do it. So right now, I'm picturing all of you naked.
Funny, we got you to sing.
What do you think? Cut the cameras.
Harleen, Sarah, and Lauren, knowing how emotional I can get, are completely convinced that I will not be able to get through this talk without crying constantly. And although I believe they are correct, with your help, I will try and persevere. I was actually crying just writing these words, so my backup plan was to videotape the speech, just in case I turned into a complete blubbering idiot. Some of you probably think I'm kidding. On behalf of all the Hamptons, we want to officially welcome John into the family, as well as the entire Hunt family. Their warmth and love is quite apparent. We particularly wish to welcome Jeannie and Steve Hunt, and they have welcomed Sarah into their family, their home, and into their hearts. We look forward to sharing many wonderful occasions like this one with them over the coming years. Sarah, you had me at hello. My baby Sarah, you look spectacular. You remind me so much of how your mom looked on our wedding day. Even more importantly, you are very simply a beautiful person. You were bright, funny, and we love being around you and spending time with both you and John. You have grown into the kind of person we always knew you would be, and you always made us proud from the moment you were born. The one most notable characteristic you always had was how close you were with Lauren from the time you guys were both toddlers. You always looked out for her, and she learned how to be a sister from your example. No one at school ever dared more than once to try and push Lauren around, lest they incur the wrath of Sarah. It doesn't seem that long ago, we were off to the baseball and softball games, soccer games, ballet classes, piano lessons and recitals, school productions, and countless other activities. I miss them all. It was wonderful for your mom and I to be a part of those activities with you. You know, just after Sarah was born, I had a dream. A nightmare, actually. I went to answer the doorbell, and here was this teenage boy with a green mohawk haircut. And when I asked him what he wanted, he said, "Well, man, I guess I'm here to pick up Sarah for our date." I said, "Guess again," and slammed the door in his face. I must have woken up somewhat violently because I woke up Harleen, and after I told her about my nightmare, she couldn't stop laughing for a minute. Which brings us to John. We first met John when Sarah was a freshman at UF. We would see John on our visits to school along with several of their other friends, some of whom are here tonight. John is an outstanding person who has accomplished much in his professional endeavors, both in school as well as at work. John is a wonderful young man. He has a very relaxed, easy way about him. And within 5 minutes after meeting him, you feel like you've known him your whole life. That is very rare to find in a person. He is genuine and sincere, and more importantly, the love and caring these two show to each other is obvious to anyone who has spent any time with the two of them. To all of you here tonight, your presence means a great deal to all of us. Many of you have traveled long distances to be with us, and we can't thank you enough for that. Although John's grandma and papa wanted to be with us tonight, we know they are thinking of us from North Carolina, as well as Dana and Neil and Sophie. I can't really express how wonderful it is to see both my parents here tonight. They have a special relationship with Sarah and John. Equally important, seeing Harlene's folks here tonight makes us feel so very lucky to be surrounded by family, and having all of you here tonight is to be savored. To judge Ed Knight, or those of us who know him and love him, Uncle Ed, who officiated our ceremony tonight, we thank you. One of the first things Sarah did upon getting engaged was to call Uncle Ed and tell him the news and ask him to perform the wedding. He did a wonderful job and may have a future doing weddings if he's ever looking for a new line of work. I can't help but imagine the infinite possibilities that await the two of you. As Yogi once said, your future is all ahead of you. Over the years to come, Harlene and I speak for Jeannie and Steve, we all hope to be able to share these great adventures with you and know that we will be there to support you in any way we can. You know, growing up, my parents were wonderful role models for how a marriage can be. Harlene and I have always looked to their relationship as an example. And if Sarah and John can have the kind of marriage that Harlene and I have had, they will be extremely happy together. We wish for Sarah and John a long, healthy, and happy life together. Please join me in raising a glass and toast. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the bride and groom.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful.